to the K.
To the K. To the K.
Coming at you quicker than Lars Sullivan's whole career, it's the Rapid Roundup, kicking off SmackDown with a fatal four-way for the US title as part of the US Invitational. LA Knight comes out, cuts a promo before the match, and basically saying he's going to SummerSlam and this match is a stepping stone to do so. At one point, Rey Mysterio actually has the match won, but Theory, who was at ringside on commentary, drags him out of the ring and threw him into the steps for some reason. Guess he didn't want Rey to win. But Santos Escobar comes down, makes a save, and him and Theory brawl to the back. But it is Rey Mysterio who does get the win in the end by pinning Cameron Grimes. Mysterio and Escobar, the two LWO members, are going to do battle to face Theory for the US title at SummerSlam. What a weird decision not to give it to LA Knight, considering how over he is. But yeah, it makes you think, when are they going to pull the trigger? When, if at all, are they going to pull the trigger with him? So yeah, strange one. Moving on from this, Charlotte Flair and Io Sky face off with Bayley at ringside, but midway through that match, a rather creepy Shotzi vignette is and causes Bayley to freak the F out and rush to the back, leaving Io on her own, and ultimately Charlotte goes on to pick up the win. After the match, Asuka puts Charlotte in the armbar, and Bianca Belair's nowhere to be seen. Obviously, we're getting a triple threat match between these three at SummerSlam, so yeah, I imagine this Bianca-Charlotte dynamic's going to play quite a big part, but yeah, nowhere to be seen tonight, and does not come to the aid of Charlotte. After the earlier escapades between Theory and Escobar, we get a match, and in surprising fashion, Escobar pins Theory. Seems an interesting booking choice, if I do say so myself. You know, we haven't got the winner of the match between Mysterio and Escobar yet, so I suppose if Escobar does go on to defeat Mysterio, then the fact he's already beaten Theory adds a little bit of something to the match. But yeah, interesting booking decisions all round. We follow on from this, so several NXT talents are visible throughout the show. Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams end up talking with Bobby Lashley, similar to what the Street Profits did the previous week. And with Shawn Michaels in attendance, he books Dominic Mysterio to have his first defense of the NXT North American title against Butch, which weirdly makes him the first person ever to be in the main event of Raw, NXT and SmackDown in the same week. So let's see if that one comes up in the trivia in the future, because I don't think anyone had that on their bingo cards either. Pretty Deadly do come out midway through the match and asking for Ridge and Butch to apologise for what they did the previous week, and that ultimately causes a distraction, allowing Rhea Ripley to get involved, and Dirty Dom retains. Then, the final segment of the week, we get Roman and Jey Uso in the ring doing a bit of a contract signing, as you do. No tables flipped, but it's revealed that it's going to be tribal combat at SummerSlam. The elders have given their permission. Anything goes. The title's on the line, and so is the title of Tribal Chief. Kind of reminds me of something out of Mortal Kombat with the Elder Gods having to make this thing, but you know what? Different kind of segment than we normally get from the Bloodline. It was, had a little bit of a different feeling to it. It was interesting as well, Roman stopping Solo from hitting the spike, and ultimately that got Solo kicked in the face. So that could cause more tension between them two. But yeah, winner takes all at SummerSlam. You've got to think there's going to be some more shenanigans. The fact that they mentioned the elders, I'm wondering if we're going to get to see Afa and Sika, maybe even Rikishi. It feels like something big is going to go down. Moseying on over to Raw, Judgement Day kick off the show, talking about how they run WWE. I mean, yeah, they kind of do. They appear on every show, even though they're exclusively drafted to Raw, by the way, because, you know, the draft matters. But basically, they go on to say that Rhea's the women's champ, Damien's Money in the Bank, Finn is going to be the next world heavyweight champ, and they introduce Dirty Dom, the new North American champion. Chorus of boos, as you expect, until Sammy and Kevin Owens come out. They kind of question, didn't we do all this last week? And then, obviously, the guy with the mullet comes out and tries to talk, and people boo. So where we go is Sammy challenges Dominic to a North American title match later in the show. Becky Lynch takes on Zoe Starks next in the first match of the night, and as we found out the previous week, Becky has to get through Zoe in order to get a match with Trish at SummerSlam, and get through her she does. Becky wins the match, but there's still going to be some high stakes on the line in this SummerSlam match. If Becky loses to Trish, she has to get "Thank you Trish" tattooed on her chest. So, I mean, yeah, not the best of tattoos. So weird stipulations all round. Cody Rhodes is out next, and he hails Brock Lesnar and how impressive his accomplishments are. One person who wasn't impressed with Brock was his mother. She would tell Brock that he's made a mistake, not by beating Cody up, but the fact that he left him breathing. Cody says he wants to go to SummerSlam to embarrass Brock, and at SummerSlam he's ending this. So yeah, hopefully, yeah, that would be good. Moving on from this, Sami does take on Dom for the North American title. Early in the match, the referee sends Kevin Owens away from ringside, following swiftly by Damian and Rhea as well. Sami has the match, won, but on the stage, Damian and Rhea start beating down Kevin Owens, and that causes a distraction, allows Dom to get the roll-up. Now, it's been reported that Kevin Owens' injury is legit. I think he may have some broken ribs, which is not ideal, so no idea what that means for the tag titles, but obviously wish him a speedy recovery, and hope we get to see him back in the ring soon. Following on from this, Tommaso Ciampa takes on Bronson Reed. Shinsuke comes down during the match and causes a distraction, allowing Bronson to get the win. This is a common theme at the minute. People come down, people get distracted, and the other person wins. I'm not too sure about this whole Shinsuke turn. I suppose it's better than what he was or wasn't doing beforehand. But yeah, let's see how it develops. But as of now, I'm not sold. We also follow on from this. Rhea Ripley takes on Liv Morgan. Well, she's meant to, but before the match starts, Liv is blindsided by Rhea Ripley. And yeah, basically Ripley puts her arm in a steel chair and stands on it twice, supposedly breaking Liv's arm. It was reported last week that Liv had suffered an injury, so could this just be a way to write her off TV for a bit? I don't know, but hopefully she's all fine and it is just storyline. But yeah, I expect Raquel Rodriguez is going to be getting involved pretty soon. Maybe we'll see Raquel versus Rhea at SummerSlam. Ricochet comes out and cuts a promo on Logan Paul. He says if he wants a fight, he's going to get one at SummerSlam. But Logan attacks him from behind and accepts the match. He says he's going to show everyone why he's the best in WWE. But Ricochet recovers, hits a super kick, and then a shooting star. All while Logan is holding his phone, very carefully placed to capture it for his socials. So, suspend belief and just take it in. So yeah, I suppose this will be an interesting match, to be fair. I expect the pair of them to put on quite the spot fest, if you will. So yeah, let's see how that one goes down. Damian Priest makes short work of Apollo Crews, and Shayna Baszler is backstage saying talking to Ronda's not going to settle it, a match won't settle it, so it's SummerSlam, she's going to settle it in a language that Ronda knows best, a fight. And then Ronda says a terrible promo as well at some point. But yeah, looks like we're getting a fight between them. Could it be a fight pit? Could be some kind of MMA rules match. Whatever it is, they need to do something to make it interesting, because I don't think anyone really gives a damn. We then get Imperium coming out to the ring, followed by Drew McIntyre. Drew says he wants a fight for the Intercontinental title right now. Gunther says he's not putting the title on the line here in Tampa. He's put all the prestige on the belt and won't defend it in front of these degenerates. But he does accept the challenge for SummerSlam. But Drew still wants to fight, so he defeats Ludwig Kaiser in a match. But after that match, Imperium beat down Drew. Riddle comes to make the save, but he gets wiped out as well. But McIntyre does recover and manages to put Gunther through the announce table. I want to see these two big men slap and meet, and I'm excited to see that at SummerSlam, so bring it on. Then the final segment of the night, a contract signing again between Seth Rollins and Finn Balor. Judgment Day kind of start to encroach on the arena, and they begin surrounding the ring, and basically the table does get flipped this time as Judgment Day swarm on Seth Rollins. Zayn tries to make the save, but the numbers game just too much, and Judgment Day demolish Seth and stand tall in the ring. Lots of similarities, lots of weird distraction finishes, lots of people trying to make the save but not being able to. Yeah, very repetitive shows this week. Moving over to Dynamite, however, we have the FTW title on the line, and Jungle Boy is no more. Say hello to Jack Perry. We get a vignette showing Jack literally burying the Jungle Boy persona in the desert. He comes down to Beethoven, as you do, shouting expletives at the fans at ringside. And yeah, they have the match. Hook dominates it for the most part, but basically the referee goes down in this match, and Perry hits Hook with the title to get the win. So we have a new FTW champion, and Hook suffers his first loss. Similar to kind of what I'm saying about Shinsuke, not necessarily loving this new thing from Jack Perry, but at the end of the day, he was never going to be Jungle Boy forever. He's growing into it, so let's see how he evolves. I think he's doing better with this one than what he was as Jungle Boy towards the latter end of that. Britt Baker has a match with Kayla Sparks and makes short work of her. Jericho enters the arena with Don Callis, but we also get more MJF and Adam Cole stuff ahead of the match. This week they're eating spicy food and getting drunk, and we get the final of the Blind Eliminator Tag Tournament. MJF and Cole get an entrance music mashup, much to the delight of MJF. And as you do, the match begins with a dance-off, why wouldn't it? Where we learn that both Sammy and Adam Cole should basically stick to wrestling because they ain't got no moves. But MJF and Adam Cole manage to hit the double clothesline finally, and that gives them the win. Jericho, who's on commentary for the bout, is at ringside on the ramp, but Garcia and Sammy just walk right past him. So, yeah, interesting developments there. But after the match, Adam Cole is holding on to MJF's title, and MJF's kind of like, what are you doing? It's mine. But they end up hugging it out as FTR come down to confront them. But yeah, seed is planted now, firmly planted. But the question is, who's going to be the one that turns? Will it be Adam Cole or will it be MJF? Let's wait and see. Main event action, Blood and Guts, Kenny Omega and Claudio Castagnoli kick things off, followed by Pac and Hangman Page. Then, as Moxley comes out, things get extreme with broken glass, thumbtacks, and even a bed of nails. Kota Ibushi is the final participant after the Bucks, Wheeler Yuta and Takeshita. But towards the end, Pac uses the bolt cutters and lets himself out of the cage. He walks out on Blackpool Combat Club, and minutes later, Don Callis tells Takeshita to get out the cage as well, making it 5-on-3, and that allows the Elite to choke out Yuta with a chain for the win. So yeah, Pac and Claudio looks like they may be on a collision course, haha. But yeah, what's that betrayal going to mean as well from Takeshita? But Blackpool Combat Club, they are in bits. What's going to happen? Over on Rampage, we have the Royal Rampage kicking things off. The winner this time gets a shot at the TNT title at All Out. It comes down to Sneaky Swerve and Darby Allin, with Darby getting the win. So he's going to face either Luchasaurus or Christian at All Out. I'd imagine it's Christian, since he's the one who's kind of seems to be defending the belt, even though he's not the one that won it. We get trios action, the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass defeating Johnny TV, Aaron Solo and QT Marshall. After the match, they reveal they'll be facing House of Black on Collision, and more on that in a moment. We also get the main event of Chris Statlander. Her open challenge is accepted by Marina Shafir. Stat gets the win, so she goes to 7-0 as the TBS champ. And yeah, it's kind of, are we going down a similar path as we did with Jade Cargill? Are we going to see another streak emerge? To be honest, I'm not too sure who makes the most sense to take it off Chris at this point. Could it be Britt Baker? Could it be the Outcasts? Or maybe we'll find out from Collision who else has got their eyes on the prize. Speaking of Collision, Ricky Starks addresses the controversial victory over CM Punk the previous week. He says anyone in his shoes, which are Prada by the way, would have done the same thing. People insist that he's a pillar, but he doesn't want to be a pillar. He's absolute Ricky Starks. CM Punk comes down, sans music, and says he's not mad. He can live with the L, but asks if Ricky can live with the fact he won, how he did, and the fact that he can't beat Punk without cheating. Stark says his bag is as if he is the little red one Punk's been carrying around, and Punk says he's the real world's champion and asks if Ricky wants a shot. But out comes Christian Cage. He says he's contractually obliged to appear in front of these fans, but he's bored, so he's leaving. But Darby comes out, takes the mic off him and says, you know what, we're going to have a match. Darby and Punk versus Ricky Starks and Christian Cage. Darius Martin teams up with Action Andretti to take on Bullet Club Gold, but Jay White picks up the win for his team. Nice to see Bullet Club Gold starting to kind of grow a bit, get some wins, and who knows, maybe they still can be quite a big thing on the roster. We also get Miro in action, which we love to see. He takes on Nick Comoroto, and surprisingly, Comoroto has the upper hand for most of this match, although he did ambush him beforehand. But yeah, Miro eventually ends up hitting the game over for the win. But yeah, it's nice to see Miro back. We love a bit of Miro. Now this one is emotional. Trios titles on the line. Max Caster drops his rap, but as he begins to go after Buddy Matthews, he attacks him and all chaos breaks loose. Just as it's getting started, I was so surprised. Basically, after about 5 minutes, Malachi Black hits the Black Mass on Daddy Ass for the win. So I was gutted. I wanted to go longer, but after the match itself, Malachi whispers something in Daddy Ass's ear. He gives him a little bit of a kiss on the cheek or the head, I think. And Billy Gunn proceeds to take off his boots and leaves him in the ring. So yeah, I guess he's retiring. And if this is the last time we see Billy Gunn in the ring, then Billy, we got 2 words for you. Thank you. Absolute legend. We also get to see Sky Blue taking on Taya Valkyrie, and it's another good showing from Sky Blue, but it's not enough. Valkyrie gets the win, and yeah, she's going full on heel at the moment. So yeah, after the match, she calls out Britt for a match, the first time ever, and I think maybe this is her way of getting back to the TBS title. I'm not too sure, but yeah, surprising developments there. Then in the main event, we have tag action. As we found out at the start of the show, CM Punk teams up with Darby to take on Ricky Starks and Christian Cage. Luchasaurus does get involved and allows Ricky Starks to get the pin. Darby reverses it, but then Starks reverses it again and holds the rope just like he did against CM Punk the previous week, and he gets the win. So yeah, crazy things all around this week. A lot of good stuff though. SummerSlam looking good. I hope we're going to find out some matches for All In very soon. We already kind of know one now for All Out with the TNT title on the line. But yeah, what did you think of the shows this week? Let us know in the comments, and we will catch you on the next one.